Happy Wednesday. Come on in here. Come on in here and be blessed. Allow yourself to be open and free to learn and receive and grow and help yourself and develop yourself and allow yourself to continue to walk in the rest of 2024 with a clear mind, just understanding things a little better. That's what I want to do anyway. Understanding things and people so there will be less confusion in the direction that I want to go in. I want to be able to help myself even when I feel like there's no one else there to help me. So that's why I allow myself to grow and learn and all these things that I do on a regular basis when I'm preparing these life lessons. I told you so many times before, these are not solely just to teach these life lessons. These are things that I truly believe that I need for myself. So I open myself up to learning and growing, even as the person that prepares these life lessons. But I am back trying to get back to my regular schedule and delivering life lessons and showing up and doing the will of God, doing the things that I believe that I am called to do. And I hope that someone is being blessed. I hope that I am helping someone just as well as I am helping myself, or even more, by being obedient and coming on here and delivering life lessons. So come on in here. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. There is, oh my goodness, I am truly excited about this week's life lesson, which I always am for the most part. I'm always just excited about the life lessons that God places in my heart. I prayed, and like so many times before, this is not the life lesson that I wanted to research and deliver today, but when the word was placed in my spirit, I chose to be obedient. So this is truly, I believe that there is something in this life lesson for someone this week. So happy Wednesday, beautiful people, and welcome. You have entered a safe zone to laugh, to learn, to love, and to be free to be who you are. You don't have to come on here and act like someone that you are not just because we are on social media. I am who I am, and I am learning how to love and accept myself for who I am even more. There is liberty and self-expression with not being afraid of who you are. You feel free, you feel happy, you don't feel bound by society norms and having to feel like you need to do things in a certain way to be accepted by others, or so certain people won't get offended. You come to the point where you just don't care. And I always been the type of person that has been different and unique in my own special way. And I accept those things about myself, and I open myself up to be who I am. So I welcome you into that world with me of self-expression, of being who you are, no matter who has what to say about how you choose to do things. This is your life. I encourage you to do things that pleases you, your spirit, your heart, that blesses you. So often we do things not out of gratification for ourselves, but just to please those around us, or to just fit in. Peer pressure is at every age. Like, I don't believe that there is an age limit to peer pressure, and that it doesn't matter where you are. You could be at your house of worship, you could be in your home, you could be at your workplace. Certain people talk certain ways. A lot of people like to complain and talk about certain things that they don't like, and it's okay to get some things off your chest or whatever. But I believe that complaining will bring negative energy, and I try to make it my focus to not be the type of person that constantly complains about everything, because I want good things to come to me. So I talk about things that pleases my spirit, things that makes me happy, things that is going to grow me and is going to lift my energy and gravitate good things towards me. And a lot of times, even at the workplace, a lot of people ain't happy to be at work, but a lot of people don't have jobs. So I just choose to be grateful in every moment. So I know you already know where I'm headed at with that point. Before we get started, this week's life lesson, let's just take advantage of this opportunity to have a few moments of silent gratitude. I know I always like get on y'all full force about expressing gratitude because of the importance of expressing gratitude. I have said it so many times before, and I will say it as many times that it needs to be said. We are not doing God a favor by expressing gratitude. God is going to get his glory anyway, because God is God. He is amazing. God is great. God is wonderful. But we are literally opening up ourselves to many more blessings. There is a whole entire another world on the other side of expressing gratitude. And us as human beings, we don't express gratitude enough. Gratitude is the least expressed emotion for whatever reason, I don't know. And not just gratitude to your higher power, to our higher power, but just expressing gratitude to one another. We don't express gratitude to one another as much as we should on the regular basis. And what makes you think that someone is going to want to do something for you if you don't know how to express gratitude when they do choose to do things for you? So I like to take advantage of expressing gratitude. Every single moment of my life is a walking prayer of gratitude, and I like it that way. It's not a chore. It doesn't feel like I'm burdening myself by continuing to be grateful on the regular basis. It makes me feel good to express gratitude. So I encourage everyone to do that on the constant basis. I find myself expressing gratitude just subconsciously, like without even thinking about it. I'm thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And that works for me because I'd rather be expressing gratitude than pitying myself or, thinking about the things that I don't have. There are so many negative emotions that we can allow to overtake our positive emotions. And gratitude is a very positive emotion. So even if you have the opportunity to express gratitude, if someone does something for you directly and you're just saying thank you, or you just want to be in the mode of gratefulness, I just encourage everyone to take every opportunity that you possibly can think of to express gratitude for whatever reason. For whatever reason, if you feel like God has blessed you extremely today, go ahead and express gratitude. If you want to just be grateful because you woke up today, take advantage of the moments of expressing gratitude. If you have a specific reason or not, whatever, just allow yourself to be consumed in gratitude on the regular basis, and you will literally see the difference that it makes in your life. It makes a tremendous difference in my life. By allowing myself to be consumed in gratitude on the regular basis brings me extreme favor in every situation of my life. My life is full of favor, and I do contribute that to expressing gratitude on the regular basis. So if you all don't mind, this has been we have come to the segment of this life lesson before we continue to our learning process. Let's just take a few moments. Close your eyes. I want you to be able to close your eyes because I want you to feel it in your spirit. I want you to feel it in your heart. I want you to connect with your higher being. And for about 5 seconds, I want you to cram as many things, the things that you are most grateful for in these moments. So here we go. I just did not want to stop. That does so much for me. I can feel myself lifting higher when I take moments out to express gratitude. It makes me misty. It makes me emotional when I just think about all the things that I have to be grateful for. There are so many things. I could not possibly cram them all into 5 seconds. But when I say the things that you are most grateful for, and you bring those things to your mind, to your imagination, and you allow yourself to visualize those things and see with your own eyes the things that God does for you on a regular basis, it does something to your spirit. It really does. So I'm not going to tell y'all to do anything that I don't do on the regular basis. I'm telling you these things because I've tried them and they are true, and I know them to be effective in my life. And I want you to be able to experience some of the peace and joy that God has allowed me to experience here now on the regular basis. It's not just for me. I don't want to keep it to myself. It's for you too. It's rightfully yours. Your portion of it is waiting for you. Your portion of peace, your portion of blessings, your portion of prosperity and abundance, and everything that God, this world, this universe has waiting for you is still waiting for you. You just have to open up yourself to be able to receive these things. I want mine. Listen, I can't speak for nobody else. I want everything that belongs to me. So I'm not going to take yours. I don't want yours, because what's yours is rightfully yours. But I want what is mine. So here we go. So are you guys ready for this week's life lesson? Like I said, I prayed over these words. This is not what I thought I was going to go into studying last night. I mean, I was just riding around. I had an extremely busy day yesterday. It was very productive. I got a lot of things done. By the time I got home, ate dinner, sat down to study and prepare for my life lesson, I was like so exhausted. I did take me a little nap, but even during my journey yesterday, every day is just such a journey for me, and I do not complain about my days even when they are busy days. But even during my journey, I had in my mind what I thought that I was going to do my life lesson on this week, and I was like, we need to talk about this, which I still want to talk about the thing that that I thought I was going to teach about. But I was like, when I got home, sat down, ate, took a nap, I said, I know I gotta pray. I know I have to pray, because whatever I deliver a life lesson on tomorrow, I want it to be in obedience and in alignment with what God wants me to deliver a life lesson on. So I prayed, and God dropped it right in my spirit in that moment. I was like, wow. So God gave me trust. God gave me trust last night. So before I did I was looking through my life lessons. I did a life lesson on truth. So truth and trust is not the same. I did lessons on love and peace and all of those type of things, and God allows me to use my imagination. But I'm so glad that I am not afraid to look to God for guidance, because when I do, God delivers. Sometimes He delivers expeditiously, and sometimes God will trust me in delivering life lessons. And I'm like, don't trust me. Like, why do you want to trust me? And I'm coming to you. But God does. He makes me feel like He trusts me with what I choose to do moving forward. So it's never a disappointment. I'm always grateful. But I do believe that there is something in the message of trust, that why God placed this word in my spirit. I can almost see the words spelled out as I prayed and I closed my eyes, and they weren't spelled out outside of me, in front of me. I saw them spelled out in my spirit internally, and I was like, wow, I can't deny the truth. I can't deny what God is giving me, he wants me to deliver a message on trust. And a lot of times, a lot of my life lessons, I do focus on messages that directly focuses on us bettering ourselves, growing ourselves, self-development. I believe that to be very important. But with this message of trust, it's more about communication, us learning how to live better together as humans. And I believe that there is not enough trust. We don't have enough trust built in with one another, and it can cause friction with us occupying the same space at the same time. We really don't have much of a choice but to occupy the same space. There is but one earth. So it's not like we can leave this planet and go somewhere else. We need to learn how to work better together as human beings. And without trust, that is not going to be possible on a level that it is going to be beneficial or pleasing to one another. There's a lot of friction going on, and I believe that there is a serious lack of trust. This is not my message. I promise you, this is not my message. I'm like, okay, whatever. But I choose to walk in obedience today, and there is a lack of trust. Okay, thank you, God. I see why God wanted me to deliver this message on trust, because there's seriously a lack of trust amongst human beings in this world. So what is trust? Trust is when you can rely on the ability of someone or something's strength. So when you can rely on someone, when you can rely on something, somebody to do or go through with the thing that they said that they are going to do. That is what trust is. So relations of every kind must be built on trust, or else there will be no relations to survive on. So we have to think about the importance of trust. And when I say relations, it didn't say relationships. I did my homework. Okay, it didn't say relationships. It said relations of every kind. So mother daughter or father daughter, aunt, uncle, cousin, whatever role that you play in your family, in your community, in your place of worship, whatever, these things should be built off of trust. Trust should be the foundation of relationships, because it's not going to be a firm foundation. It's like you're building a structure or a building on wet mud or sand, or out of something that is just not durable, that will not stand the storms or the winds or the test of times. It is going to blow right over as soon as the storm comes. And a lot of time you can visualize that, a structure just blowing over with the first storm. We're going to have storms. We're going to have storms of life. That is what a lot of relationships look like today. There's no firm foundation for us to stand on. Divorce is at probably an all-time high. I don't do my research on divorce. I am a divorced person, and for many different reasons, I probably made the wrong decision on the person that I chose to marry in the first place. And maybe we need to reevaluate that before we get into these relations with people. Is this person a person that I need to be in relations with? Some people, we are born into families, and we still have the choice whether we want to continue. If the relationship or a relation is not healthy and it is not serving you, then you have to make the decision whether you want to continue on with that relation or not. So we talking about trust today. Listen, trust me, I probably would rather be talking about what I thought I was going to talk about today. And I can't even say I would rather be talking about that, because I know anything that God gives me, it is going to be something in it, not only for me, but for someone else as well. So I'd rather be walking in obedience at this moment. But I don't know. Y'all just gonna have to strap on your seat belts and hold on tight, because I don't know what God has for you in these moments of with this message of trust. So Yeah, the relations won't survive if we are not built on if they are not built on trust. They should be built on trust first. People learning how to express the fact that you can trust me. So there are a lot of times that people don't care, especially in today's day and age. People don't even care that they show you that they cannot be trusted. And then when you have a sloppy relationship, they don't appreciate the foundation that they have laid the relationship out on, when you have already showed me what type of person that you can be from the beginning. But now you want more out of me when you already showed me. Listen, you already showed me who you can be from the beginning. So now you want all of me. You want me to be the best person that I can possibly be to you, when you have never from the beginning showed me how trustworthy that you can be. And we have to look for these signs in people, because sometimes people can show us who they are right from the beginning, and we just let too much stuff slide. And then when we are suffering in our relations with different people, we like to blame it on the other person, opposed to taking accountability for allowing ourselves to continue to be in relationships with people that we just should not be in. And that can be of any kind. I don't care who it is. You are not obligated to stay in a relationship of any kind with anyone, especially if it is not serving you well. So we have to be smart. We have to be smarter than that. I'm talking to myself. This is why God told me to deliver this message, because I needed it. Even in my past relationships, whether they have been romantic relationships, whatever, I know 100% for sure that I have settled for way less than I deserve. So many times I dealt with so many things. I have allowed myself to be people's doormats. I allowed people to get away with any and everything, because I wanted to be that good person, and for whatever reason, just standing by someone's side and waiting for them to bring out the best of them, and the whole time I'm getting beat with the stick. So it just didn't serve me well. But now that I know better, I refuse to allow myself to go through these things, the same things that I have allowed myself to go through in the past. So trust provides a sense of safety. And it feels good to be able to feel safe around someone. So this is what trust does. We want to break it down. Trust provides a sense of safety. To gain trust, we must be believable so that others will have confidence in our ability to keep our word. So how can you gain the trust of other people? You have to show yourself to be trustworthy. And sometimes we can try to sit up here and wait for others to show themselves to be trustworthy. But in the meantime, what are you doing to show yourself to be trustworthy? Trust means to believe. If you trust in something, then you believe a person to do the thing that they say that they are going to do. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Keep and follow through with with the commitments that you make. That's how you gain the we going to talk about how we can gain the foundation of a trustworthy relationship of any kind with anyone. Hold on to your commitments. Sometimes we drop the ball on our commitments so easy. And you know what? I'm not even mad at us for dropping the ball on our commitments towards other people, because a lot of us can't even stay committed to ourselves. So how is that going to work? How are you going to possibly stay committed to what you tell someone else if you can't even stay committed to yourself? Your life is a mess. Every time you turn around, you're dropping the ball on something. Learn how to be committed to yourself. yourself, having a healthy relationship with yourself is going to be one of the most important things that you will ever develop in your entire life. Having a healthy relationship with yourself will set the foundation of you learning how to have healthy relationships with other people. You have to learn how to stay committed to yourself. Follow through with something. Do what you said that you are going to do, even if you don't tell nobody. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. You have to prove yourself to yourself. So how about that? How about learning how to be committed to yourself when you say that you are going to do something, follow through with it? How about practice being a trustworthy person? How about begin practicing these things on yourself? Set everyone else to the side. How much can I trust myself to do something? How much can I depend on myself? How much can I follow through with the things that I say that I am going to do, not only for others, but to myself? You are going to need you. You need you right now. You need you to follow through with the things that you say that you are going to follow through with. If you are on a health journey and you know that you need to stay committed, not only because the doctor told you 155 times that you need to start or stop doing the thing because your life is dependent on it, and you still doing or not doing that thing that the doctor is strongly encouraging you that you need to add or incorporate or take some things out of your life, you still doing those things. How about you be committed to your own life? How about you trust your own self? Put these things in your mind. Put these things in your mind that I am going to stick to my guns. If I know that I need to do something, I am going to do it. If I know that I need to stop doing something, I am going to stop doing it. It don't have nothing to do with nobody else. My life ain't looking too good right now. My life ain't looking right now. And if I am sliding down the slippery slope of self-destruction right now, I hate to see what's at the end of that slippery slope. Do you really want to test the waters on that? And some people do. Some people test the waters on their own life, and they see what happens once it comes to whatever devastating destruction that they have to face when not being able to trust yourself and hold yourself accountable and follow through with the things that you said that you are going to do, not only for other human beings, but for yourself. When you gonna come through for you? I promise you, listen, I wasn't even going to talk about you. I mean, I still got some more message left. But I really was going to talk about how important it is for us to be able to trust one another. But I think it is just so important that we do a self-evaluation on ourselves instead of talking about what other people can be doing to help benefit our lives. Or if it wasn't for that person, I wouldn't be going through the suffering or whatever that I have been going through. What about you? What about taking some accountability for where you are today? What can you do to make drastic changes in your life? Can you trust yourself to follow through on things that you need to trust yourself with? Or can't you? Think about it. Think about it. These are things that we need to ponder in our own minds. When was the last time that you dropped the ball on yourself? Like, when you holding the ball, I know I need to do this thing, but I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. I know I want to do it. I know it's for my own good. I know it's for my own health. I know what I want for myself. And I know if I keep following down this same vicious cycle of self-destruction, it's going to take me further away from where I want to be. So will I continue to drop the ball on myself, or am I going to pick it up? I encourage you to pick it up. As many times as you drop it, pick it up over and over and over again. That has been a main ingredient in my self-improvement over the years. I never give up on myself. I don't want to. I want more for myself. So as many times as I fall, I choose to get back up and try over and over and over again. And that has shown to be effective in my life over the years. And that's with many things. With my parenthood, with me being a mother, a single mother to 7 children, I couldn't give up on my kids. With me cleaning myself up from drugs and alcohol, with me trying to love myself more, with me working on my spiritual connection with God, whatever I had to work on over and over and over again, me having tough times and things that came in the way to try to break my connection with God and all of those things. And I'm like, I need my connection with God. One thing that I always chose to do was to never give up on myself. As many times as I fall, as many times as I fail, I continue to try over and over and over again. So we're human. We make mistakes. Mistakes are allowed. It's okay if you drop the ball, pick it back up, but continue to persist and be committed to yourself. If you don't learn how to be committed to yourself, self-commitment, how can you learn how to be committed to doing something with or for someone else? It's not going to work that way. We have to practice with yourself. Start with you. So be willing to give. Be willing to give as well as receive. It goes both ways. Trust should be reciprocated. If you feel like that you are not getting the same trust that you have been giving, it's okay to kind of pull yourself back and not allow yourself to be engaged in certain activities, behaviors, or whatever with certain people who you know, if I go out with you, if a fight break out, you're going to be on the other side. Like, if you don't want to mess with no ops, don't mess with no ops. Like, if you feel like you dealing with people that you know you can't trust, then you should not be dealing with them. Because by you being associated with people that you don't think that you are able to trust, it allows you to become that type of person. And we don't want to become what we associate ourselves with. We want to be the best version of ourselves that we could possibly be. We can find that within ourselves and with other human beings out here in this world. We think that trust is lost and that there are no trustworthy human beings out here in this world anymore. Knock, knock, news flash. That is not true. There is just as many trustworthy individuals out here in this world that we could be associating ourselves with on a regular basis as it is untrustworthy people. It's your world. It's who you choose to associate yourself with. If you find yourself being surrounded around people that you feel like you can't trust, then that is you choosing who you decide to surround yourself around. I want my world to be surrounded around people that I know I can trust. My world, personally, as I know it. And that's why I choose to associate and disassociate with certain people who already have proven themselves to me. It's my choice, it's my life, and I decide who and who I would not allow to be in my life. So therefore, moving forward, if I get hurt, then that's on me. That's my fault. That's my fault if I get hurt. We sit up here and get mad at other people for doing the things that they do, but why you still dealing with them? Nobody putting no gun to your head making you deal with certain people on certain levels. That's your choice. So if you want to be mad at anybody, be mad at yourself. I'm just saying. So, like I said, we have to be able to be willing to give as well as receive. We have to be willing to trust first. Ooh, I know. We don't want to trust first. We got hurt too many times. We've been in these bad relationships. People have hurt us that we probably never expected to hurt us. We have been hurt within our own bloodline, our own families, people that we thought with everything inside of us that we were supposed to be able to trust have humiliated us by dishonoring us and showing us that they don't give a howling hoot about how they make us feel on the regular basis. And through all that, through all the hurt, through all the disappointment, through all the devastation, through all the people, even the ones who you have never, that you would never in a billion years expect to dishonor you in such cruel and vicious ways, I want you to be able to still trust through all that. I know it's scary, right? The thought of it is really, really scary. That's how I choose to live my life today. I want to be able to trust whether I get hurt or not. We're going to get hurt. It happens. It happens. It's a part of life. We won't get our little feelings all stepped on and crushed on and trampled over and all of that, and it's okay. Even when you get hurt, it's still okay to be able to open up yourself, to allow yourself to be able to trust again, because you will deny yourself the person of a lifetime, the opportunities of a lifetime, the experience of a lifetime with moving forward, of having one of the best experiences with whoever in your entire life, and you will pass up on that opportunity because you got this wall built up out of cement, bricks, metal, whatever that you got this wall. You can't get through this wall for nothing, and we expecting other people to bend over backwards to try to start chipping at this wall that you have built up to protect yourself from hurt, when it ain't our responsibility to tear down the wall that you built up. You tear down your own wall. You have to be willing to trust again. If not, you will never be able to get the fullness out of life that you deserve. There is so much more out here waiting for you on the other side of hurt and disappointment and distrust. There's more. That's not the end of the story. It just happened. It happened. It hurt. I want to heal, and I want to be able to trust again. I can't speak for you. I want to be able to trust again. When I got married, I thought I was going to be married to that man forever. When I say I do, I meant that as a forever thing. In a billion years, I did not expect myself to be separated from the man that I said I do to. But I was hurt, I was devastated, and I was disappointed. And still, I had to allow myself to open myself up to healing. And I still open myself up to love. I love love. I love everything about being in a loving relationship. I don't believe that I ever experienced the loving relationship that I truly deserve in my life. And I still believe with my entire heart that it is still out here somewhere waiting for me. I would rather love than to not love. And if I can't find that love within another human being, then I will continue to express the emotional of oh my gosh, of love. Like I will just express the emotion. I want to be a walking expression of love, whether I express that love to myself, whether I express that love to other human beings, to my children, whether I express that love in the workplace, whether I express that love to you through delivering messages. I am going to live my love. I am going to express my love. My love deserves to be expressed unconditionally on such great levels for people to see. Just because I've been hurt and I've been crushed and I have been disappointed and I'm still waiting for the loving relationship that I truly deserve, I'm not going to shut off my love valve. I want love to continue to pour out of me. I want people to feel the love that gravitates off of me. And when that love that I give out of myself comes out of me, it always finds its way back to me in one form or another. I was not always able to love this way, and it feels good to be able to love on such extreme levels. I love myself with unconditional love that I have never loved myself with before. I didn't even know self-love was a thing. I was taught to hate myself. I was pinched and punched and told how ugly I was, and they stomped on my toes and spit on me and all kinds of things. I was treated worse than an animal. Coming up as a child, I suffered through so many different forms of abuse: verbal abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse. Do you know how much work it took for me to get to where I'm at today? Even if I come into a not so good encounter with another human being now today, I would never let anything strip my love away from me. It's mine. I deserve it. I love my love. I want to be able to express my love in any way that I can possibly express it every single day of my life. When I say I love love, I mean that on so many different levels. I love love. It is the strongest emotion ever. It is the most strongest and most powerful emotion, and people are afraid to express love because they might get hurt. You might get hurt, so what? We all get hurt. Get over yourself. We all get hurt from time to time. That is why there are so many people that are single, people out here that think it's okay to be playing with each other, husbands and wives not being faithful. You know, you marry and you out here shooting your shot, and then everybody inboxing all that type of stuff, and your wife is at home. She laying right next to you in the bed, and you on your phone doing stuff on your phone right next to it that you ain't got no doggone business doing. Listen, I'm not gonna get in y'all business today, but y'all already know. So, trust issues. Let's talk about trust issues today. So we're gonna talk about trust. We're gonna have to get into some trust issues. And overcoming trust issues means getting down to the source of where they began. So, like I said, we have got hurt. We got hurt plenty of times. Maybe we are just choosing the wrong people. Maybe we are just letting too many red flags go by or whatever. So a lot of us deal with a lot of trust issues for many different reasons. Excuse me. But we have to get down to it. Like, go back to that very situation. And I like to live. We can only understand life in hindsight when we look back at it. So we can be feeling a certain way and don't really understand why we feel that particular way until we look back at, oh, I experienced this particular situation, and this is why I feel the way that I feel. So life can only be lived moving forward, but it can only be understood looking back in hindsight. And that is one of the things with trust issues. Why do you have trust issues? What happened to you in your past that you have trust issues? Why are you making people suffer for what someone else did to you? Because that's not fair. And I know life is not fair. No, life is not fair. But you are denying yourself by making other people suffer for what someone else did to you. There's nothing wrong with being careful of who you choose to be in a relationship with or whatever, or have communications with, whether that be business relationships, family relationships, loving relationships, whatever. We definitely have to be mindful of the people that we choose to associate ourselves with on the regular basis, and it doesn't matter who it is. That goes for everyone. But your trust issues need to go in the trash. You need to go ahead and check your trust issues at the door, be able to trust first and give someone a fair opportunity to prove themselves to you who they are. I'm telling you, it don't take people long to reveal their true selves to you. It really don't. Sometimes we overlook too many things, but almost as soon as you come encounter with a human being, listen to the words that they say to you. People will show you who they are almost instantly. We have to stop overlooking these things, even in simple conversations. So your trust issues are not with other people. Your trust issues should be with you, because you can't trust yourself to associate yourself with the type of person that you truly deserve to be associating yourself with. So can you trust yourself to be able to communicate or to associate with the right type of person that is going to be beneficial towards you? And think back on why you have these trust issues. What happened to you? It could be trauma. It could be something that happened as a child. It could be something that happened right in your own household, with your family, with your mother, with your father. A lot of people's testimony is similar to mine. They have been molested as children or within their own homes, or people that they thought that they can trust. I get it. The person that molested me, I thought was supposed to nurture me and to love me. The people who knew of the molestation that was taking place inside of our household, I thought that they would kill for me, that they would stop, drop, and burn the whole freaking house down if I wasn't protected from the abuse that I was going to suffer. Sometimes we can expect people to do what we have done in a situation, and sometimes we can go wrong with that as well, because everybody is not going to do for you or how you would do them. They are not going to do for you. Everybody is not you, but you don't have to associate with people who won't do for you what you would do for them. You can just completely cut yourself off from those type of people in whatever way that you have to cut yourself off from them. Some people have issues within themselves. We tend to take a lot of things personal, but you never know what happened to that person that they allowed themselves to be so cruel towards you. So I encourage us to not take everything so personal all the time, because everything is not just a straight up attack out on you. A lot of people got serious issues, and I believe that people have unresolved issues. People need to heal in certain areas of their life. People just have work to do on themselves. Then you can put your foot down, and there's a lot of things that you don't have to deal with. And I believe that we should teach people how to treat us. And if you're not going to live up to my standards of how I demand to be treated from you, then I can show you the way out just as well as the way that you came in. You could go right back out. So we have to lay down certain standards in our life. So the lack of trust can cause conflict and even war. So trust is heavy. It is. It just is. Trust is a serious thing. Trust, people can die over dishonesty and disloyalty and not being able to trust one another. So trust God. Trust God. How much do you trust God? I ain't gonna put my preaching shoes on this morning, but how much do you trust God? I want you to think about this. How much do you trust God? And when was the last time that you have demonstrated your trust to God and your higher power and or infinite intelligence, whoever you choose to call your God by? When was the last time you have shown yourself to be able to trust God, and on what levels? How many of us actually truly trust God? I trust God. And if I show myself to be lacking of trust in God, I want to work on that instantly. If I we can't trust. Even if we can't trust human beings, we should always be able to trust God. God does not have to prove himself to us. God is God. So sometimes people have to prove themselves to be trustworthy to us, but we should always be able to trust God with our whole hearts. Trusting God with your whole heart will reassure peace and rest. And a lot of us don't have either one. That is in the Word of God. There is a passage of scripture in the Word of God. I believe, I don't know where it is, and I'm not going to say exactly what it says word for word, but I believe it goes, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not onto your own understanding. And a lot of times we can lean onto our own understanding, but the life that we live goes far beyond what we can ever understand or imagine in our own minds. So a lot of times when we just depend on our own, when we just trust ourselves, we are closing ourselves in to our own world. We should be able to rely on not our own understanding, but God's understanding of what he truly wants for us. So we need to be able to not just say we trust God, because a lot of people say they trust God, but soon as something happens, they fall apart and they are a complete mess. Even with the situations that happen to you in your life, you still have a God by your side that loves you more than you love yourself and will do anything to you. So if God allows certain things to happen for whatever reason, we still should be able to trust his timing, his plan, his work, and his ways, because at the end of the day and at the beginning of the day, God is still and will always be God. So learn how to trust yourself. When was the last time you trusted yourself? Do you trust yourself? I probably touched on this a little bit during this lesson, but trust yourself. Trust yourself to be able to do what's best for you. I popped on really quickly on Friday and I talked about self-reliance. Will you be able to rely on yourself during tough times? Will you be able to rely on yourself to make the best decision that you need to make for you? Trust yourself. And if you don't fully trust yourself, practice on trusting yourself. Begin to learn how to trust yourself. You know how you can begin to practice trusting yourself is by doing what's best for you. Just practice those things. It's self-discipline. Getting down to the bottom of what you really need for yourself or what you really don't need for yourself. And trusting within yourself that you are going to make the best possible decisions that you are going to make for yourself. We can be looking outwardly. I'm not going to go back and recap my message from Friday on self-reliance, but if you get a chance, if you haven't watched it, I encourage you to go back and watch that message on self-reliance. But quite often we look to outside sources to do for us what can only be done internally. And what are you doing for yourself? And are the things that you are doing for yourself, are they benefiting you? Are they? Or are they not? What are you doing to help yourself? In so many ways, are you doing things that are going to bring you peace, joy, happiness, the things that money cannot buy? We go out here and break our backbones to punch somebody's clock and to pay the bills and do all of those things. Sometimes peace of mind is all the time. Peace of mind is going to have to trump financial gain. Sometimes we trade in our peace of mind for financial gain. You got more money in your pocket than you have peace in your mind. And that is not a life to live. That's no way to live, because you just don't have peace. Pray for peace, practice peace, work on peace, do the things that really need to be done for you. Don't look for nobody to be your peace, or you only feel peace when you talk to certain people or when you get a somewhat good news from the doctor. Have confidence and peace in knowing that you are doing the best thing that you know you need to do for you. I went for a walk. I drank a couple 16-ounce glasses of water. I did whatever I had to do. I ate some fruit and vegetables today. I can find peace in the choices that I make for myself. I chose not to argue. I chose not to show up for somebody's argument. I chose not to complain today. I chose peace today. Listen, I cannot express to you how much peace and peace of mind and mental health means to me. On the regular basis, I prioritize my mental health even without people knowing that I am putting my mental health on the top of the list every single day, because I need me. I need to be able to show up for me in a healthy way. And even when I come into situations that may not look so favorable to me, I still am able to trust that I am going to show up for myself the way that I have been showing up for myself, that I can rely on myself, that I can comfort myself, bring myself peace, love, and joy, and all of those things. Is instead of me looking outwardly for these things, I trust myself to be able to do these things for myself internally, and it brings me peace. It brings me closer to myself, to be able to rely on myself and to be able to trust myself. So listen to your thoughts and your feelings and honor them. Have great respect for those hunches. When you feel like when you feel like something is not right, then those hunches, we don't give them the credit that they deserve. So we have to respect those, and we have to honor the way that we think and the way that we feel. If you are feeling a certain way, then it is obviously for a reason. So our body chemistry rewards us for trusting, and it just does. So when we trust, we can be more relaxed, and our brains releases love hormones. So love hormones are amazing. I forget what they call them. It sounds something like codone or something like that, but I believe it begins with a H. I know I came across this word so many times. It's right on the tip of my tongue, but I'm not going to be able to say it. These love hormones, just by being associated with people that we know we can trust, it brings us a sense of relaxation, and our body rewards us for us being able to be associated with people that we know we can trust. So we have to allow ourselves to obey our body's chemistry and allow ourselves to be associated more and more with people that we know we can trust, and less with people that we know that we cannot trust. So trust that everything happens for a reason, because it does. Things do happen for a reason. God allowed things to play out in our lives in a particular way for a reason, even if those things do not look so good for us. In every adversity, there is opportunity. There is room for us to learn and to grow and to be more and better. It can be horrible. It can be devastating. It can be the tragic loss of a loved one and all of those type of things. But we have to trust that everything happens for a reason, or you cannot. I mean, you cannot trust that everything happens for a reason, and you can just be angry and bitter and focusing on the unfavorable side of things. Me personally, I choose to turn my pain into my passion and into my testimony, and me moving forward to being the best person that I can possibly be. I can still be hung up on the people and things that did not serve me very well in my past, and that hurt and devastated and disappointed me in my past. But I don't want to. I want to take the situations that were meant to destroy me and build a better me. And that is just my choice today. That's what I choose to do. So a lot of people have not discovered the art of doing that, and it's so much easy to be bitter and to be angry and to lash out on people and to carry around these hurts and resentments that literally causes ulcers and cancers and kill us and destroy us and allow us to be sick on the regular basis. I don't want to be sick. I don't want anything or anyone to upset my equilibrium to the point. Some people don't even realize that they are the reason that they are sick, because they are still harping on past hurts and pains, and people have moved on with their lives and all of those other things, and you are still hung up on dwelling on these past hurts in your life, and you can't move forward. And on top of that, you are killing yourself. You're killing yourself. So I don't want to be that person. I want to be the best version of me that I can possibly be. And I want to express that version of me to myself and to this world. So I do trust that the things that happened to me in my life had to happen for a reason, for me to be who I am and where I am and doing the things that I do on the regular basis. So I thank God for my testimony and the things that happened to me in my past, because they molded me to who I am today. So without trust, there can be no meaningful connections between people. And that's just the truth of the matter. There can be not much. How much can you expect in any kind of relationship with of any kind with anyone, with any human being, if there is no trust there? So we have to learn how to make trust a part of our everyday life. And I know it's hard to even fathom the thought of it, even because of all the things that we went through in our past. But I'm talking to those who want to live a more fulfilling life and have more pleasure out of life with the people that they come into contact with on a regular basis. And I encourage you to express great trust from yourself, so people will be able to trust you, and people will give you the best side of them. You'll be able to trust them as well. We are human. We have the same emotions. We love, we hurt, we cry. We all desire to be happy. That's what any living thing desires, to be happy. So when you express these feelings of I was going to say gratitude. When you learn how to trust, then you will be able to receive trust more. You will get what you give out of any situation. You reap what you sow. So make relationships of all kind a priority. And I don't think we prioritize relationships anymore. I think we get further and further away from that. And that can be relationships of any kind. People do dishonest things to people too often and too easily on the regular basis, and then you want this valuable relationship from that person, but you know that you have not shown yourself to be such a trustworthy person. So when a person like me choose to deal with certain people on certain levels, it is only because what they demonstrated to me. I can just keep myself to myself if I can't trust the people around me on the regular basis. I would rather just deal with myself than to be surrounded by a bunch of snakes and people that I just can't trust. I don't want to be associated with people that I can't trust on the regular basis. So either you are going to show yourself to be trustworthy, or you are going to have to deal with the reality of not having me in your life at all. That is just how I choose to live my life today, and I like it here. I like it this way. I would not rather have it any other way. So relationships are everything, and they should be built on trust. So learning how to trust one another can reduce the risk of anxiety. These are ways that trust can affect our health, our bodies. It can reduce the risk of anxiety and depression. Way too often we suffer with anxiety and depression. These are mental disorders that are running rapid through the human race, not only here in the United States, but all across the world. I believe the last time I did my research on depression and suicide, there are over 1 million people that die from suicide, I believe it said, each year. So that is a lot of people that are just continuing to take their own lives. That is more than a person a day. Like, that is just so many people, and we are depressed, and I don't think that we realize the impact that we have on one another's lives. So how about we need to begin to start working on ourselves, to start showing how trustworthy and honorable we can be, not only to one another but to ourselves as well, because everything affects everything, and everything affects everyone. And sometimes, if it's not blatant and right in front of our face, I think we disregard the fact of how much what we do affects one another, and we really don't take heed to it so much. But I would hate to be the reason why someone chose to commit suicide today. Please, even if knowing or not knowing, I don't want to be the reason why anyone chooses to tip over the edge and take their very own life. I don't know if I have ever been, but I pray that I never will. I want to add value to the human race. I don't want to take away from it. I want to add towards it. So, yeah, we have an effect on each other that I don't really think that we give credit to us have. Sometimes we can have a devastating effect on one another. So, trust is what makes homes, communities, people, relationships, and work environments work better together. And that is just a fact. I'm going to read that again. Trust is what makes communities, people, relationships, and work environments work better together. Are any of those things important to you? Do you want to have trust in your home? Do you want to have trust in your workplace? Do you want to have trust in your community? Do you want to have trust in your environment or in your relationship? I know I do. I know I do. I want to have trust between me and animals. I mean, I just want to be a honorable and trustworthy person. And I want to be able to trust and be trusted. That is just the type of person that I personally want to radiate out to this world. So be honest, honor your commitments. Don't make promises that you are unable to keep. And I believe that people do that. That has become a social norm, that people make promises that they just can't keep. So trust can be taught and trust can be practiced. There is hope. There is hope. Trust can be taught and trust can be. We learning trust right now. I'm teaching trust right now. So you can practice trust on yourself even beyond this message, and you can look into trust. You can practice trust on your everyday whatever you have to do moving forward from this point on today. You can allow yourself to be able to practice trust on every level, whatever. If you have not had such a trustworthy relationship of whatever kind in your home, at your job, whatever, you can begin to practice trust, regaining trust. And what else did it say? It can be learned, and learning trust from this point forward, it will benefit you. It's not solely for the benefit of others, but benefit yourself as well. The way that you want people to show up in your life, if you are able to show up that way in other people's lives, it will make a tremendous positive impact on your life as you know it. So start with you. Start with you. That is very important. People work together better when they can trust one another. So I know that was like both. That was us focusing on how to work better together, and us being able to do work internally on ourselves for us to be able to be more trustworthy people. That is how I ended my message on trust. I do have one quote and a affirmation, but I'm so glad that I ended it in that way, that people work better together when they are able to trust one another. Trust is more important than we believe it to be, or we may know the importance of trust and just choose not to give it the credit that it deserves. But either way you look at it, if you are not incorporating some levels of trust in your life on the regular basis, then you are not living the life that you truly deserve. You are not fulfilling your life to its max if you are lacking trust of giving trust. If you know that you are a dishonest person, then you want to be able to work on being a more honest person or a more trustworthy person on the regular basis. So trust, keep that word in mind with you for the rest of the day. I don't know who needed that message on trust today. I know that certain situations and certain encounters with people in my life, some people who I did not expect to not be the way that they are. Even in recent years, I had to learn how to not associate myself with people that I thought I would be able to associate myself with on trustworthy levels. But everyone cannot be trusted, and that is just the fact of the matter. Everyone can't be trusted, but you want to be able to trust yourself, and you want to be able to associate yourself with people that can be trusted. It's a good thing at the end of the day. So here's my quote. My quote is from a man named Lao Tzu, Tzu. And Lao Tzu is an ancient Chinese philosopher, and these are the words of wisdom that he left behind for us. He said, "He who does not trust enough will not be trusted." So today I want you to trust. I came across many quotes on trust during my study, and this one stood out to me the most because I like things that are going to give me a challenge and that are going to tease my brain, and it's going to help me move forward and get better in life. And it says, he who does not trust will not be trusted. So it kind of gives you work to do. You want to be able to trust on levels that you have probably never trusted on before. If you have closed yourself in to being able to trust in the years that has gone by, I want you to crack that code, open the gate, tear down the wall, pull down the bricks, and open yourself up to being able to trust and be trusted. You need to live that out for you, not so much for other people, but for you, because it brings you peace, it brings you comfort, it brings you love, it brings you relaxation, and it brings you joy. And you should be able to feel those things on the regular basis. And it's only going to happen if you open yourself up to doing it. So go ahead and tear down that wall. Go ahead and be in that relationship. Go ahead and love again. Go ahead and trust again. Go ahead and build up broken bonds, or whatever you have to do to learn how to trust again. Or even if you don't build up broken bonds or past bonds, open yourself up to trusting again new bonds. Don't close yourself out to those things that can have a major great impact on your life. There is so much more out here waiting for you. I promise you it is. On the other side of you lacking trust and not being able to trust yourself and other people in your own decisions. Trust yourself that you are going to do the best possible for yourself. You're not going to hurt yourself, are you? who deliberately hurts themselves. You're not going to let nobody else hurt you either. So trust yourself to make the right decisions of the people that you choose to associate yourself with. Trust can be rebuilt, bonds can be rebuilt, relationships can be rebuilt, or you can live a better life moving forward if we learn how to open ourselves up to trust. It's for you. It's okay. You'll be fine. Even if certain people let you down, you continue to move on and allow yourself to trust more and again and again and again and experience the fullness of life that you truly deserve. So that is my quote on trust. So let me read my trust affirmation. And this is oh so familiar. I trust the process. Do you trust the process? Do you trust that things are playing out the way that they are playing out for a reason? I trust the process. Hold yourself to that. It may not look good right now. Are you doing what you are supposed to be doing to help yourself in one way or another? And if things don't look so good right now, do you still trust the process to continue to move forward, to work harder, and to do everything that you have to do in every single way that you have to do these things? Because at the end, you know these things are going to work out for you in your favor. You're doing a good job. You're trying hard. You're bringing out the best in you. If it don't look so good right now, don't mean it's not going to look good for you in your future. Trust the process. It's going to work out well for you. Either way, it's going to happen. It's going to be great. You're doing a good job. Keep on doing what you're doing. Don't give up on yourself. Don't stop. Continue to move forward, to push forward, to overcome obstacles, to push past boundaries, and do whatever you know that you need to do to get to where you need to be. No matter what happens from the starting point to the ending point, that sometimes they say the ending is far better than the beginning. Oh man, I believe it's a gospel song. I'm not going to think about exactly how it goes, but the ending could that finish line, and just getting close to that finish line and being able to celebrate all your accomplishments and your journey along the way and all of the things in between from start to finish. I'm telling you, there is so much in between waiting. So I encourage you to trust the process. It'll be fine. You'll be fine. Everything is going to work out well if you continue to do things in the manner that you know that you have been doing it. Maybe you need to switch things up a little bit. Maybe you know that you may not have been doing things the way that you should have been doing them. So you want to kind of switch gears and do things in a better way that is going to be more helpful and beneficial to you. And it's okay to switch it up, to change it, and to do things, turn them in a more positive direction, not only for your benefit, but for the benefit of others as well. So I want you to be able to trust the process. That is it, guys. That is my message on trust today. Please excuse my time. If I have taken up too much of your time, I try to be respectful of your time and mine. But listen, it had to be said. It had to be said. I believe that this message on trust was very timely, especially for the state that society is in today. We are coming up on election season, and we have to put our trust in certain people to do what is best for us. Whatever stage that you are in your life right now, do you trust yourself? Do you trust other people? Do you trust the people at your workplace? Do you trust your boss? Do you trust your employees? Do you trust your partner? Do you trust the people that you are in a relationship with? Do you trust your kids? Do you trust your family members? Do you trust yourself? Think about these things. Think about how this applies to you in whatever way that it may directly apply to you. Personalize it and think about trust in your life right now. Where are you at with it right now? So it just gives us something to kind of swivel around in your brain and see where it lands. So listen, I encourage you all today just to think about trust and how to apply it to your life in whatever way that is going to be beneficial to you. I want you to be able to help yourself in every kind of way. So before I pop one off of here, I want you to go to True Value Knowing Your Worth on YouTube. If you have not already, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am growing. I am so grateful for the views and the subscribers. I am over 800 subscribers on YouTube right now. I'm like, wow. I remember when it was like 80. Now it's 800. So go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Shout out to YouTube. It is a fun, great time. I enjoy it. I enjoy the effort and the work that I put into maintaining these things on a regular basis. And I am truly so grateful for the people that choose to support me on the regular basis. My heart is grateful, and I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I want you to go to Amazon and check out my books. My first book is True Value Knowing Your Worth. My second book is Walking Treasure, Discover Your Hidden Treasures. My third book is Feed Your Soul, your personal Feed Your Soul. Oh my gosh, what is the co-title to Feed Your Soul? I'm sorry, y'all. Please forgive me. But my last book is Religiously, and that is taking a closer look at spirituality and religion. So it's Feed Your Soul, your personal guide to health and wellness. I don't know how that escaped me that quick, but those are my 4 titles that are now available and on sale on YouTube. Thank you in advance for all of your love, all of your support. I want you to go out here and get over this hump. Don't let the hump you. You hump the hump. We are almost there at the end of the week. I want you to enjoy every moment in between. No grumbling, no complaining. Count your blessings. Be glad. Laugh, smile, hug someone today. Get somebody a little peck on the cheek or on the forehead and tell them that you love them. Hug someone tight today. Tell them that you want to rebond broken relationships or rebuild relationships or broken trust or whatever that you know that you need to do. If you know you was wrong, take accountability for wherever you were wrong in whatever situation, and allow yourself to grow and get better moving forward with your life. Trust and be trusted. That is what I am going to leave you guys with today. God bless you. I love you. And in the meantime, continue to stay blessed.